Hello everyone and welcome to the Mind, Body, Soul Evolution. My name is Debbie. Welcome if you are a new viewer. Welcome back if you are a regular viewer. So today we are pulling our tarot and oracle cards for all of our fire signs for the Libra full moon, which is on Saturday the 12th. So today is Thursday the 10th, and we're going to be using the wild unknown archetypes. We're going to be using the Spirit Animals Oracle. We are using the Finestida Tarot deck, and we will end with Angel Dreams. So we'll start to shuffle. So how is everyone doing? So this is for all of our fire signs. Your sun, moon, and rising for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. I will start off with a general for all fire signs, and then I will break each individual fire sign down and see what it holds for us, right? So full moons, a time for release. This is the pink moon, of course, right? Venus is the planet of, and Venus goes direct just an hour after the full moon. Venus rules Libra. So it's about, love, relationships, harmony, balance, looking good, and feeling good. So I have my rose quartz here. It's a nice, big, hefty rose quartz. So... and this is what this is all about. So we are liberating ourselves from whatever has kept us from feeling good about ourselves or feeling good in our skin. It is, but liberation also means leaving behind, right? Leaving a couple things behind because we're going off to a new direction. We are discovering new things about ourselves, about what we like, about what we don't like. And so for some of you, this is going to be a really big deal because it's also about self-love. Honoring yourself, loving yourself for who you are, accepting yourself for all your quirks, all the things that make you who you are. So for some, this can be a scary thing, venturing out into that self-love and looking into the mirror and saying, I love you. And here's the thing. This is going to come off as a little controversial, but no one born in this world is a mistake. And I know we can sit there and go, wait a minute, what? There's some really people doing horrible things in this world. So we are all created from the same source. And we are all a representative of all aspects of life. So when people do things, and there are some horrific, horrible things that happen, and I am not giving any leeway to that. But it is an element. I think we all have the ability to do anything. It's just which one do you decide to feed? And it's all a learning experience. So let's learn how to love ourselves as we release the boundaries that keep us from self-love. So let's lean into that a little bit. And I'm just going to cut this deck. These cards don't come out too easily. And we have, perfect, the heart. Now look at that. The heart is sitting within the center of the nest, right? This looks like a nest, and there are two people, if you can see that, out on a boat in the water. So maybe they are looking at the relationship or how they can love each other or the love that they've built with one another. One person has the oar in their hand and the other one doesn't. And you can't really tell gender here. And there is this beautiful, pink light above, and it's like two circles joining with a circle in the middle, and it looks like the stars are aligning, right? So for some of you, this could be definitely a romantic venture. And for some, this is, just learning to love. And we think that loving is easy, but it comes with its own complexities. So let me see if I can read this. I'm just going to hold the card up. But look, we're just talked about the rose quartz, and then up comes the card of the heart as we enter into the full moon in Libra. The home, the center, the throne. It is possible from an imaginal point of view to sense the heart as a place. Either we are there within the realm of expansion and compassion, or we have drifted somewhere else. There is no in-between. It is common for us to leave this archetypal center without realizing it, as the world, with its seductive twists and turns, offers us frequent departure. We may even become a stranger to the landscape of the heart, leaving it vacant for long stretches of time. The seat of the heart is often reclaimed by nature, music, dance, and the presence of children or animals. This card encourages us to move past the layers of life's tangles and knots and enter the wild of the sacred center of the self. The most precious throne in the galaxy is awaiting your return. So the most precious throne is your heart. And it says, some say there is a cave at the center of the heart. Others say it's a pool with a flowering white lotus. Imagine yourself there and draw what you see. And what do you see there, right? That takes a little meditation. So when we are lit, we are expansive, we are knowing, we are gentle, we are clear. When we are bare, we are fraught, tangled, and leaning into betrayal. Go deeper. Wild is the wind. So when we did the overall reading for all signs, I believe the last card that we pulled, if memory serves me correct, was the wolf howling at the moon, right? Unleashing your inner wild. And then this comes up. So our fire signs, and right? Our fire signs, we always have that little whimsy of like being a little carefree. Recall the last time your heart was touched. Soak in every detail you can and feel the heart awaken. So when was the last time you let someone touch your heart? It's probably a really good way to phrase that. When was the last time you let someone actually in? So this is for the general collective, right? For all of our fire signs. And then I'll do each one individually. We're now pulling the Spirit of the Animal Oracle deck. Here is the back of the deck. And these cards are very large. Look at the back of the deck, though. It is so beautiful. This is the book. And you see the dolphins kind of swimming and playing in the water, having a good time. Carefree, right? Leaning into that. They don't think about, am I loved enough? Or do I love enough? They are just living life the way that they are meant to live it. And allowing themselves to feel joyful. And it is insane, maybe the joy, that we feel the presence of love. Yeah. So this is for everyone, for all fire signs, for the full moon in Libra. And we have Giraffe, visionary, rise above earthly matters, glide through life with grace. You are able to see the right path. Stand tall in your self-worth and love with a big heart. Again, back to love. So let me open the book. And the imagery on these cards is so beautiful. So this means gentleness, grace, beauty, charm, higher perspective, vision, foresight, perception, mother's love, intuition. Giraffes are the tallest land mammals. They tower far above all others and stride with grace across the savannah. Their long, slender Next, lift their sight so they can see life from a greater perspective. Giraffe often appears when we need to be reminded just how grand we are and that we have the potential to rise above any challenges with grace. Giraffe people are encouraged to stretch themselves as far as they can go. If the giraffe is your totem, you are a natural visionary with keen perception. You can see things that are coming long before others can. Giraffe people have strong bonds with their family and friends. Because giraffe mothers share a special protective love with their offspring, this is a meaningful totem for mothers and children. Giraffe is very giving and often needs to set boundaries to avoid being misused. So if people tend to take advantage of you, right, it's a little sign of boundaries. A unique giraffe trait is just how little sleep and water they need to maintain themselves and their lives. This characteristic signifies their conservative use of resources. Giraffes have amazing stamina and are patient, silent, and wise. Giraffe is an elegant power animal that bestows on you the gifts of friendship, grace, vision, and charm. And that whole charm leads into Venus and self-worth and loving yourself, right? And being your charming self. Maybe some of you are getting a little flirtatious, right? You've been a little shy about that. So let's pull our tarot this is for all of our fire signs, for the Libra full moon. So what do the fire signs need to know during this Libra full moon? Yes. Always great cards. 9 of Wands. Some of you are a little tired, right? Been spending a lot of energy, maybe expending energy that for others, maybe, and not yourself. So let's see what else comes up. Okay. One card down. The 5 of Swords. I think that came out the other day. Justice, the Devil. Oh boy. Right? We are letting go. And this is good. This is good. I love this. We have one card face down. We have 2 major arcanas so far. We have fire, we have air. Although Justice, it is associated with the sign of Libra. Libra is an air sign. Okay. We've got a lot of cards popping out. The Empress, she came out for our general reading for the full moon. So that is the energy. When a card is on the root of the deck, I look at that as the overall energy that is supporting us, like our base energy that is bringing us through these lessons. So we have 9 of Wands. There we go. The card that was turned down, 2 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, Justice, the Devil, another downward facing card, 7 of Pentacles that came out the other day, King of Pentacles, and Death. Death came out the other day as well. So for all of our fire signs, we can get a little charged up. So we have a tendency to kind of burn things to the ground a little bit, right? And we're just kind of ready. We're ready to move forward. We've been feeling out of balance, for sure. We're trying to maintain harmony, yet we're answering everyone else's expectations of us, right? We are answering all of that. We let everyone else's expectations come before ours, and in the midst of trying to find balance and harmony for ourselves, we kind of get lost in our thoughts. But here's the thing. We have the 5 of Swords, Justice, which is swords, and standing prominently, right? 1 foot down, 1 foot up. The sword firmly planted in the earth, holding the scales of balance. Here, we are seeking balance, but we are feeling out of balance because this theme came up the other day. We were working so hard for everything and everyone else that we're not working enough for ourselves or doing enough for ourselves. And this is that Libra full moon, right? We're finally going to lean in to us. You're finally going to lean into what you need. You're maybe going to stop answering the call from that friend or family member or your employer that's always asking you to do things that are not yours to do. And you're sitting there trying to go, which way do I go? I need harmony and balance for me, but I'm called in different directions. Everyone is calling me. But you have two major cards back to back, Justice and the Devil. Some of you are going to be cutting, like a cord cutting, or setting really deep boundaries, or cutting off anything or anyone or any situation that is keeping you tethered, that is keeping you small, right? The devil generally means being attached to things that are not good for you. And this could be addiction. This could be a big infatuation with somebody, right? That could be really dangerous. This could be feeding someone's infatuation, knowing full well that you have no intention. So that's not good. So don't do that. Knowing you have no intention of moving forward with them, or even having any type of relationship with them. This could attaching yourself to a title or an identity. We're done. This is the time for freedom. Like I said, this is the time for liberation. Like, we're doing everything for everyone. This is someone else's passion that we're building up, right? We are working to build somebody else's crop. The sword is firmly planted. We are taking our stance, fire signs. We are done. And if you see, like in this Devil card, he holds the rope right in his hand. Right here. He holds it right in his hand. That means you have the ability to break free, to cut those relationships or those situations, and to walk away. Seven of Pentacles came out the other day. What are you working towards? This is a little step back. What are you working towards for yourself? What do you want in your life? And the thing is, you have to clear the mind out. You have to make your stance. You will make your decision. You will stand strong. You will separate yourself from anything, any situation, any job, or any person, any thoughts, any feelings that are in the way of you becoming your full self, of you building your life, from living in and owning your strength and who you are. Like, you know who you are. You know exactly who you are. Everyone has told you what they want you to be, right? But that cloud of illusion is passing, right? You're finding you're no longer trying to struggle and balance between what others want and what you need. You're standing strong. You are creating your own balance and harmony. He holds the scales of balance, harmony, and justice in his hands. He's like, no, I am taking control of my life. And so many people are doing this right now. So don't be surprised if you have some saggy friends that are fired up and they say, that's it. I am done. It is enough. I'm not doing this anymore. And if you can't understand that, I love you, but I have to set you free. Yeah. We're detaching. You're no longer allowing. It is an idea of somebody or something keeping us tied in or keeping us small. Unless if you're physically like kidnapped or something like that, that's all completely different thing. But the mind is a powerful thing. I talked about this the other day. Your mind will look for proof of what you tell it. If you say that you have to work and do things for everyone else, that you don't know what you're doing, that you can't possibly take care of yourself because you're balancing everyone else's expectations, then your life is going to constantly feed that to you. If you sit there and stand there and say, that's it, I'm done, you, this illusion, no longer have any strength and power over me. I'm reassessing what I'm doing, the work that I'm doing. There's that Taurus bull in the back, although this is for fire signs. I am grounding myself and rooting myself into my self-worth. And I am death card. I am transforming myself and my life. And if you don't believe me, just watch me. It's a fire sign attitude, right? You're going to say, you know what? Watch me. Watch me. Because this is who I am. This is where I'm going. The World is the next card. I have come full circle. I have learned so many lessons. I'm taking ownership. Just watch me. I am doing a complete 180. I'm moving away from all of this. I'm ready to transform. I'm ready to get rid of the illusion behind the hood, behind the mask. I'm ready to allow myself to be seen. And I am going to be so free because of those decisions that I am making. Great job, fire signs. Great job. Let's end this section with our Angel Dreams Oracle. And we'll see. Man, fire signs, you guys are riled up. You're all fired up. Can't wait to see what your individual readings are holding. Right? And that should be very interesting. But let's see what our Angel Dreams Oracle deck holds for our collective of fire signs in this liberating Libra full moon. Card popped right out. Daydream, imagination, allow your mind to wander. Quiet time, right? As you break free from this, let your mind wander as you start to transform of what it is to be this, to take the lessons you have learned, to come into the fullest expression of you. But we'll read the book. Daydream. Oh, this is so beautiful. She's sitting under a tree. That looks like there's a sunset in the background. And I will hold the card up as I read the book. I just want to make sure I get to the page. So this card comes to you now asking you to shape, sculpt, and redefine your life. Redefining. Transformation. You can do this through wakeful dreaming, also known as daydreaming. Take a moment to sit quietly and allow your focus to soften. Let the images, sounds, feelings, and smells flow to you. Write these down in your journal as they are messages from your angels. This card is also letting you know that it's time to take a day off. Take a day off or just a few moments of respite. Allow your mind to wander and your imagination to flow so the angels can easily bring in messages and thoughts related to your growth and life purpose. So you're fully supported, my fire signs. You are completely and fully supported. Close your eyes. So let's just all do that now. Obviously, if you're at work or driving, don't. But if you're home, if you're in a safe space, just close your eyes and hands to heart, shoulders down, deep breath. Exhale. Soften the shoulders, melt down. Slow, long breath in. Slow breath out through your nose. Let the shoulders drop. Let your eyes get quiet. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. So just feel how the body starts to re-regulate itself just by slowing down. Once more, slow breath in. And say to yourself, I allow myself to open to my highest purpose. Slow breath out. And place your hands over your eyes. Flutter your eyes open. Do that 3 or 4 times a day. Just that in and of itself will help to re-regulate you. So this is a general reading for all of our fire signs. We will do each individual sign starting with Aries. So we'll put away the wild unknown archetypes deck. We will hold on to the heart card. So each one will get an animal spirit, the tarot, and the angel dreams. So Aries, hello, our trailblazers, right? Our first sign of the zodiac, the first awakening. So it feels like we've had a long time to start the new year. So for so many, right, we start the new year on the Gregorian calendar January 1st. But in astrology, we started on the spring equinox, which was March 20th, where we end the zodiacal calendar from Pisces, going into the zodiacal new year of Aries. But then things were retrograde. Mercury was retrograde. Venus was retrograde. So it's been a slow start. So now it feels like the 12th, once Venus goes direct, once we have the full moon illuminating the freedom and liberation that we've been seeking, now it feels like we're finally starting our new year. So let's see what is in store for Aries. They are the first sign, right? They are the ones first dipping their toe in the water, stepping out into the land of the unknown. They are the ones kind of clearing the way a little bit. So what does this hold for our Aries friends? What spirit animal is guiding us for our Aries? Aw, fox. Clever. You are swift and smart. Solutions to problems are easily found. Always listen to your instincts. Resources surround you. Be open to romance. Hello. The heart, the romance. I will show you the card so this way you see. So let me find it in the book. And so there's like a reddish color to the foxes, right? And of course, you know, fire signs are kind of like that reddish orange color associated with the sacral chakra. Place of passion, life force, pleasure. Let me see. The beautiful fox is recognized for cleverness and cunning throughout the world. They have mastered the art of camouflage. They have the ability to remain invisible and observe life undetected. If fox is your power animal, you will share these traits along with quick wit, playfulness, and family loyalty. You will also be a good problem solver and easily think of new inventive solutions. Foxes ask you to be watchful of others and note their actions rather than their words. Because they say behavior is a language, right? We can tell somebody something, but it's the way that we follow through with our behavior is the true language. A fox has a strong sense of smell and sharp eyesight. These skills alert fox people of unpleasant and even dangerous situations. Give yourself permission to slip away from things that don't look, smell, or feel right. Kind of like the devil card. right? Moving away from these things that are not right for you. If Fox is your totem, you have a strong intuition and discernment. You have a clever mind and are difficult to deceive. Listen to yourself more than others and stay on track. You'll never be happy if you let others control you. Fox is a creature with a strong sexual presence and expression. They are great with their kits or pups and loyal to their mates. Fox people are natural night dwellers. The dusk starts their day and the dawn ends it. Fox owns time of dreams and magic, and they easily travel between the worlds. When Fox is your totem, you have everything you need to live a protective, loved, and magical life. So that associates with the magician in the tarot. So let's see what the tarot holds for our Aries friends as the fox, and she's there with her little babe. The imagery on these cards is beautiful. If you don't have this deck, I would suggest getting it if you are a lover of animals, of all types of animals. 1, 2, okay. That's too many cards. What's going on here? Hold on, let me get these cards together. A whole bunch of cards popped out. So when that happens, that's a little too many. So let's see. Let's get this back. Okay, there's a card that is face up. I'm going to turn these cards back the way they need to be. See, there's the cards we just pulled. So let's just see. Okay, now Aries. Aries is trying to set me straight. They're saying, hold on. Everything is not the way it needs to be done. Put it back in the deck and shuffle it really well. I don't know how I did this. The cards that we just pulled for the collective are all right side up. So I'm just turning them down and shuffling them back through the deck, because we want to make sure Aries has a clean slate. We're not connected to any reading that we just did, so they have their own unique reading here. So Aries, what does this full moon illumination hold for you, right? Libra, and this is the Aries Libra axis, right? So it could be balance, and it could be some friction when we are faced with our oppositional sign. There can be friction because we have these different ways of moving through things. You know, my opposition is Gemini, and they move with their mind. I'm Sagittarius. I'm a free spirit. I don't know what I did here. I just kind of like to go with the flow of things. And Gemini is there to remind me, yeah, go with the flow. But guess what? Like, have some kind of a plan. Don't just go out all willy-nilly. Sorry. All of these cards are just the same cards that came out before. I don't know what I did, but apparently I need to get myself together here. So, yeah, so it's there to remind me, yeah, move forward. Yeah, use that free spirit, because you take the road less traveled, but be smart about it. Right? So again, we run into these frictions, right? We run into these things when we're dealing with our oppositional. Hey, justice came flying out, so I guess that is for balance, right? King of Cups, 7 of Wands. Let's see what else here. I think you need something else, because you are meeting your balance, right? We had that in the reading for the collective, right? We're standing our ground. This feels like an internal conflict, though. King of Cups, allowing your emotions. Maybe this is balancing out your emotions for some of the Aries, because fire signs can get a little reckless or careless with their emotions. Sometimes we can lead with our emotions to the point that it causes disruption, which is this Seven of Wands. So I just want to see what else is coming out for you, because you need a little more here. And this could be new, right? Like allowing somebody, for some of you, this is allowing somebody to come in. Allowing somebody who has a different way of approaching life. I almost want to think that somebody who has some stability and you're not used to that. Not that you're not stable. Four of Cups. Aries. Are we like shying away or uncertain of ourselves in a love relationship? We have one card face down. We have the Justice, where we're standing our ground, but we also can't be so rigid that we don't let someone in, because you know what you want. You want stability in your relationship. You have the King of Cups, who leads with his heart, but keeps his emotions in check, right? They're not all over the place. He is strong in his emotional space. And then we tend to fight that with the Seven of Swords, Seven of Wands. Okay, that's what's on the bottom. Six of Swords. All right, Aries, let's see where you're going here. Okay, the Star. So there is hope. You have two major arcanas. Justice. So taking your stance, right? Yes, I'm allowing myself. Now remember, Aries, you're the first sign of the zodiac. So there's nothing before you, like kind of like the Fool and the Tarot. There's nothing before that. You're the one trying to figure all of this out. Even though you have the Magician, who's there to represent everything that you have, everything within you that you need, you still have to figure out how to read the compass, how to read the map. And you're taking your stance. And you're saying, yes, I want stability, I want maturity. But then there's some resistance. So maybe there's a little bit of fear. Because we have the Star card, we'll go back to that. We have the Four of Cups and the Six of Swords. So I'm going to ask my Aries friends, almost like, what are you running away from, or what are you avoiding? This feels like an avoidance of something that is secure. And maybe security, if you have had, because we have the Star, right? Which is, faith, a hope, your higher consciousness. The Star is aligned with the sign of Aquarius. So if some of you have been through an upbringing or a phase in your life where there's been chaos and drama and upheaval, which the Star comes after the Tower, which is upheaval, sudden upheaval and chaos. If some of you have experienced that in your life, and then stability comes in, you say, no, I don't want this upheaval. I want stability. Stability comes in, but you don't recognize it. You're afraid of it because it's something foreign to you. Drama, trauma, and stress, chaos, they are all addictive behaviors. We can get addicted to the energy of that. Why? Because it's out in the world so much. Media feeds it to us. The news does, when there's whatever is happening in the world. Not that there aren't bad things happening, but sometimes if they replay it and replay it and replay it, what did I say? Thoughts become your reality. If you're constantly looping something in your mind, you're going to make it your reality. And then when you take the stance and say, no, I don't want that. I want this. This shows up. And then you go, oh, wait a minute. Well, no. It might feel like control when it's really stability. But you're smart. Like, you know to go deep within. Use those internal resources. Trust the gift that's being handed to you or the opportunity that's coming your way. Lean into your instincts. Don't run too far from a good thing. Or maybe lean a little deeper into your inner knowing for clarity. Because after this star, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So stability is making its way to you, especially if you have had a chaotic phase of life or moments, or you've had a whole chaotic life, or you haven't learned to trust yourself. Maybe you need to take some time to find who you are, to lean into the really, look at this card. Lean into this card, the imagery of this card. Maybe your stability has to come within, being safe in your thoughts. Trusting yourself. Therefore, then allowing stable people, your stable partner, to come in. And trust the gifts that the world is giving you. You're going through a lot, Aries. You guys are going through a lot right now. This is this deep shadow work. And I do shadow readings. If you'd like to book a shadow session, it's a two-part session. My information should be in the comments. I say that. Hopefully it's there. Or put a comment or write in the comments if you don't see it. And if you're healing from some shadows, or if you think that there's some shadow work and you're not sure, let's have a conversation, right? There's no charge for having a clarity conversation, just to see if you really need that. And then I'm here to take you on that journey and to give you the spiritual path. Not necessarily the human path or what society tells you, but the laws of the divine order to guide you through. So this is for our Aries. Angel Dreams Oracle. What do you hold for our Aries friends? What support can you give them as they're going through this? They're traveling, they're blazing a whole new trail, right? They're blazing a whole new world, Aries. Give yourself some love. Dream guide, teacher, guardian. There's a door right there. The portal's opening. Let's see what this means. And I will hold the card up. Teacher, guardian. Oh, look at that. It took a shadow figure, but let's see. This card has shown up to remind you that your dream guide is always with you, supporting and protecting you on your nightly journeys. Ask for guidance. Journal what your guide shows you and teaches you and where you are taking during your dream time. Pay attention to all details as they are part of the larger message. Your dream guide also reminds you that there are many lessons to learn and offer others as teachers. You yourself are a teacher. Employ your teaching abilities now. So this can come back to trusting yourself and your abilities. Or lean into external teachers. So if you find that this guidance is a teaching experience or learning experience for you, reach out to me and let's see what's going on. You have a lot of growth happening for you, Aries. This is a magical time, so lean in, close your eyes, take that leap of faith and say yes. So let's go on to our Leos. See if I can get these cards in here the right way this time. So let's just get these in here. We'll lean into our Leo friends. Right? All heart-centered. The roar of the jungle. The freedom, the expansiveness. So what animal spirit is guiding our Leo friends during this full moon, pink moon in Libra as they find liberation and freedom and joy and happiness and excitement. My cat Olive has made her way in. I have 2 cats. Olive generally comes in. And then I have another cat, Martini, and she's probably sleeping. So if the table starts to shake or the camera starts to shake, that would be Olive. Let's see, for our Leo friends, your spirit animal guide is Polar Bear Mystic. Know that challenges make you stronger. Have faith when you face adversity. Take time to rest. Dream and renew your strength. Embrace your psychic abilities. You carry the shaman within. This is really beautiful. It's a mama bear and a couple baby cubs, but there are the feathers on top. Your inner shaman. Our Leos. Let's see. This is Polar Bear Mystic. So let's see what this says. And the adaptive words are strength, adaptability, patience, endurance, survival, fearless, polarity, psychic, traveler, dreams, mysticism, spirit helper, shaman's ally. The great and invincible polar bears of the far north are the largest hunters among land mammals. The males can weigh up to 1,500 pounds and are figures of fearless strength. There is not a stronger totem to help you survive the challenges of life. Polar bears are revered by native people for their ability to travel through the veil and gather treasures from beyond. Polar bear is one who carries the shaman to the land of spirit. Their stark environment helps them to hone their psychic abilities. They listen to their intuition to find their way. Their incredible sense of smell helps them gather food and locate openings in the ice. Polar bears know the wisdom of long rests and richness of solitude. With the polar bears, medicine are likely to have faced adversity and become stronger from it. If polar bear is your totem, you are fearless. You are psychic. You are resilient. You will be able to swim through the icy waters of life and be a strong survivor. You have a thicker skin and do not let things bother you. If the polar bear has just come into your life, know that your spirit helper has arrived. Call upon polar bear to create more adaptability, endurance, and fearlessness. That is for our Leo friends, polar bear. That's beautiful. I love it. I say that all the time because it's so true. So let's see, what does the tarot hold for right away? 9 of Cups. First card to pop out. What does the tarot hold for our Leo friends for this new moon, a full moon in Libra, this beautiful pink moon? And he is flanked by beautiful gold, so that is being in touch with his own self-worth. But I will show you the card. And he's just sitting there, he or she, maybe she, just sitting there kind of like, yeah, I got this thing. I got this thing called life. Like, I know who I am and I'm embracing it. I'm leaning into my inner mystic. I'm guided by the shamans. I help to return their spirit to the spirit realm. There is this deep connection to the things that we see and the things that we don't. So our Leos, What else do the Leos need to know? It's like almost like the Leos are kind of have a lot figured out already. But let's see what else wants to come out for our Leo friends. Okay. We're just going to, Leos are not having a lot of cards coming out. So we're going to cut the deck for them. So we have the Four of Cups. I mean the Nine of Cups, Nine of Swords. Two of Swords, Nine of Pentacles. There we go. 3 nines. So 9 is the number of transformations. It's the number of, it's the number of completion. 3 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, working towards something new. Working, maybe entrepreneurship. This came out the other day for, I forget which sign it was. Working towards something new. When we have 3 nines, Cups, Swords, and Pentacles. You're completing a major cycle. Right? You're confident and comfortable with who you are. You are no longer letting stress or distress get in your way. You are building a beautiful life for yourself. You're leaning into, Two of Swords can be indecisiveness. The fact that the swords are crossed and they say that the arms are across her heart can be protecting her heart. And it also, especially since psychic abilities came out for our Leos in the polar bear mystic. It could be, her back is turned to the water. We have the moon here. It could be cutting off all of the stuff. Closing off the desires of the heart. The water is behind, so not being affected by emotions, but leading with intuition. So there's a lot of intuitiveness happening for you, and some of you are just coming into your intuitive abilities or powers or strengths. So I would say lean into that. Study that. Meditation is probably the easiest way to tap into that. Pull a couple cards for yourself. Don't go crazy. You're working on something new. You're starting a new project. And you're doing so from the guidance you're being given. Again, we're completing cycles. We already know who we are, right? We're no longer being misguided and allowing the thoughts or perceptions of anything or anyone else get in our way. We've built up a great life so far. We're leaning into our intuition, Leo. Sorry. And you are creating something brand new based on what you've already done. Leo, a lot of completions, a lot of cycles closing because you are ready to step into the new thing. So some of you may become spiritual teachers. You may dive into the realm of spirituality, which is separate, or it's not the same as traditional religions. Spirituality has more freedom to it. It's not as structured. It is belief in all things and not just one funnel or tunnel vision of beliefs, if that makes sense. So some of you may becoming into spiritual teachers or finding some new spiritual awareness. And welcome to the group, Leos. Welcome to the group. So let's see what Angel Dreams Oracle card has for you today. And we have for our Leo friends, yellow. That's the sacral chakra. And I said he is or she is flanked by by golden yellow, knowing who she is. That is your solar plexus chakra. That is your third chakra. That is your place of self-identity. And yet, Leo, you pull this card: flexibility, adaptability, personal power. Don't you just love when this stuff just all comes together? So let me see, WX. It's the end. So I told you 9 is the number of completions. You have 3 nines: cups, swords, and pentacles. And yellow, it is the last, it's the absolute last card in the deck. Completing a cycle, coming full circle. Just saying. This card asks you if you are being flexible in a particular situation. It is time to stand in your power and be adaptable to change. Yellow represents the third solar plexus chakra. This color pertains to boundaries. So be sure to define yours. It is time to be assertive. Allow yourself to be an individual within a group. Stand up for what you believe. Identify what is important to you with regard to principles and ethics. Discernment needs to come into play at this time. This card could be revealing an imbalance in your third chakra. Feeling highly competitive with someone else is also a sign of this imbalance. You may also feel defensive or insecure or have conflicts with others. But I think you're overcoming all of that. Because you're at the 9 of Swords, I think you're overcoming all of that. You're leaning into your intuition, your inner mystic, your inner psychic abilities. Leos. Great cards. Great reading. A lot of completions here, so you may feel a little tired. Make sure that you hydrate your body, but also make sure that you get rest, right? The polar bear mystic talked about the need, understanding the need for rest. So make sure that you are resting yourself, your body, your mind, your soul, your heart. You know, it is said that sometimes when we're feeling fatigued, it's not always our mind or our body that is tired, but it's our soul gets tired, right? Our soul gets like, oh, I just need a break. So take it. Okay, Sagittarius, our last fire sign. So let's see what spirit animal is guiding Sagittarius for the full moon in Libra. And if this is resonating with you, let me know, right? How is this feeling for you? And if it's not resonating for you, I'd like to know that as well. And again, this is always for your sun, moon, and rising. So mine are all the same. I am one of those, I don't know if I were to say unique, but there's not a whole lot of people who are a triple, who have a sun, moon, and rising in the same sign. That means I was born underneath a new moon. So, but if you have your sun in Leo and your moon in Capricorn and your rising in Aquarius, then you would listen to all 3 readings and put all of that together and see how that resonates for you. Yeah, so that's how that goes. So Sagittarius, what spirit animal is guiding you during this full moon lunation in Libra? Let's just see what comes out for you. Sagittarius, you have the humpback whale. Singer. Sing healing songs for the world. Your inner navigation always guides you. Nothing can stop you or keep you from your goal. Align with your purpose and the power of your soul. Sagittarius, there you go. Start singing, Saggies. And there's the whale, there's the whale here, there's the full moon right there. So let's see, humpback whale. Let's read this. So Sagittarius, this is about gentleness, peacefulness, giant love, singer, teacher, record keeper. I'm Sagittarius. I can tend to keep records and sometimes tend to keep score, right? Power of breath, protection, strength, traveler, telepathy, tireless. So yes, traveler, right? Sagittarians love adventure. They love to travel. They love spontaneity. Humpbacks are the recorded keepers of the world. Whale people can connect to this ancient knowledge, but often do not understand where their knowing comes from. Humpbacks are peaceful bards, bards, of the sea. The males sing long, complex ballads to court the female. They often sing in unison. Their soulful songs are frequencies that release tension and heal the ocean with love. So I would say go online and look for, probably in YouTube or just a Google search, about the humpbacks ballads. That would be very interesting to listen to. That might make a really nice meditation for Saggies. Humpback is a great totem for the musician and composer. Singing is a powerful act that links us to our eternal soul. Music unlocks hidden joy, inner knowing, and healing. Humpbacks travel long distances using sonar to find their way. Sonar can travel hundreds of miles and is like asking a question and then waiting patiently for the answer to come back to you. Humpback mothers carefully tend to their newborns. They gently push them to the surface to breathe and teach them the way to live. If humpback is your totem, you have strong protective forces around you. Your telepathy and knowing are strong. You will navigate the vast ocean of life with grace and sure success. Call upon humpback to teach you to unlock your many gifts and help you remember your history and place in the world. Saggies. Whew, man. Okay. That's a lot. So tomorrow I will probably look up the ballads of the humpback whales. It'd be very interesting to hear that. So, what does the tarot hold for Sagittarius during the Libra full moon illumination on Saturday? And again, Venus will go direct just an hour after the completion of the full moon. So if it is nice and you have a clear sky at night, I would suggest going out and taking a look. Okay, you've got all these cards here. The Hierophant. Ooh, geez. Okay. We have 3, 4, 5, 6. And on the bottom is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, Saggies. Here we go. 1, 2, 3 major arcanas. We got the Hierophant, which is the partner to the Empress. Although a lot of astrologers or a lot of tarot teachers don't talk about that, but they are the counterparts to each other. That is direct source knowing. And this says align with your purpose and the power of your soul. This is direct source knowing. You are so connected to the other side. Intuitively gifted, maybe psychic. But the thing is, now myself personally, I can travel between the veils And I can have a really great understanding of what the world is up there or out there, outside of this human form. And it's so hard to describe. And it is not what the religions will tell you. It is somewhat close, but it's different. So there are, in heaven itself, there are 7 levels to what we would consider heaven. The actual universe itself, there are 12 dimensions in the universe. It is vast. It's nothing that we could even conceptualize in our human form. Sagittarians can connect to all of that if they choose. I know my arm is going. All of that if they choose. Here's the thing though, right? Again, this 7 of Swords, 8 of Cups. Because there's so much out there, we want to go off and explore it. We're like, yeah, we have this here, but we want to go see more. And sometimes we get conflicted. And I'm going to speak from personal experience. We can get conflicted with the confines of being human in this human world. Because we know that there's so much more out there. We are so highly attuned, whether you know it or not, Saggy. You have this connection of just this deep knowing and understanding that you can't even put into words. So we want to go off and explore. Not that we don't have enough here, but we know there's still more out there. As the adventurers, as the travelers, right? The explorers, we want to go and see more. We have the Lovers, Queen of Swords, the Emperor. Divine love. We know it's there because we can feel it. We can feel it and sense it in such a way. Now, this could be a new love coming into you as well. A lot of astrologers out there are talking about new love coming in, or a love partner coming in for Sagittarius. This could be that as well. But I'm getting this as the universal love, the divine, the love of the divinity. Queen of Swords, you're smart. You have a very good wit about you. You have your focus. You've cut off everything that you don't need. Because again, you're taking your leadership role, the Emperor, right? The Emperor and Empress, major arcanas, they come right after, they come before the Hierophant. But you know who you are, Sadie. And in all honesty, the Queen of Swords is the archetype that I have taken, that is my journey or my soul contract in this life. You can always find out yours as well. You just ask and pull a card, and whatever card comes out, that is the archetype. But and if you don't trust it, every time I ask the question, I've asked it a half a dozen times. It's always the Queen of Swords. So I'm being asked, in that impulsiveness of being a fire sign, in that need to explore, because we know there's so much more. Be smart, right? Have the plan to move forward, right? There's this great love out there, and we can get pulled in. Love is seduction, right? And we can get pulled in with thinking that something is love and it's not. So let's just be careful, Saggies, that we don't get pulled into a seduction. But you're smart. You're grounded into knowing who you are. The Wheel of Fortune, the person is on top. And she is literally turning the wheel herself. You have the opportunity, Saggy, to steer the wheel of your life. Sorry, that's Olive. You have the opportunity to steer your whole life right now. And you're being asked, you're leading from that soul place, from this higher connectedness, right? You're leading from a much more expansive place than this heart. and this earth. Is that making sense, Saggies? Sometimes it's kind of hard to express that because there's so much. Let's see what the Angel Dreams Oracle card has for our Sagittarians. There's big spiritual growth for all signs. Saggies are feeling it very deeply. The Sagittarians have been on the edge of this, like knowing and just kind of going with it and wondering, like, why don't you see this? Like, why don't you get it? Did you not just see that sign that the universe just sent? Like, really? You didn't see that? But yet again, I would probably not see a lion walking down the street, but I would see the universal signs. That's how it is. And it's fine. It's fine. It's all good, right? That's why we have our earth signs, to keep us grounded and say, oh, wait, there's a lion coming. Yeah? Okay. I'm just going to go up into the air. I'll make friends with it up there. My soul will make friends with its soul, and we'll be cool down here. All those soul connections, right? Those soul contracts are coming alive, Sagittarius, for a lot of you. Maybe for myself as well. So you might be seeing more of those line up. So let's just see. Okay, Saggy. Oh my gosh, I'm going to cry. This is the Om symbol. This is the symbol, I don't know if you can see, I have tattooed. White, source, divinity, enlightenment. It's just, and this is what I mean, right? Just the source just talks to me and it just comes out of my mouth. Source, divinity, enlightenment. This card is reminding you of the divinity within you. White represents the crown chakra. It symbolizes purification, transformation, and source. It is the color that reflects all colors. You have all you will ever need inside of you. You are a spark from divine source. You are a child of divine love and light. I talked about this being divine love. Right? This card asks you to surrender to divine guidance, which is bringing you small glimpses of understanding called enlightenment. White supports you in leading a life of sacred awareness. Begin by treating all things as holy and worthy of respect. And that also means all people. And I said at the very beginning, and over an hour ago, that there's a purpose for all beings, all people in this world, even those who are doing things that we consider horrific acts or just unspeakable things. So we're being asked, Saggies, you're being asked to look at the soul of the situation and not the human aspect of the situation. We started off with the heart, the very first card. We're ending with the soul. It's all about love, connection, divinity. My fire signs. That is your reading for this liberating Libra full moon illumination on Saturday the 12th. I hope you have found inspiration, hope, guidance, awareness in all of this. If you have questions, put them in the comments. Feel free to reach out to me. If you would like to schedule a personal reading for your journey, as we can see, a lot of things are shifting and happening. Reach out. Let's have a courtesy call, and let's just see where you're at and what it is exactly that you need. So I will be back on with our earth signs, but until then, Always sending you light and love from my soul to yours, and I will see you next time. Enjoy your day, everyone.